Hello and welcome to a little lightsaber and GIMP tutorial. Sorry, there's a bit of background noise. Anyway, first you want to open your picture, file, open, and I guess I will use that picture. Sometime, rotate it if it's upside down. Okay, now I'm going to crop this. You don't have to, it's just that I've decided that I need to have a little halo on top of this person's head, so I'm going to do that. So I've used the crop tool to make it smaller, then I'm going to zoom in a bit, move it, oh no, not that button, go away. Move it down slightly so I can see what I'm doing. Now, that's my layer with the picture on it. I'm going to make a completely new layer to put the lightsaber on, and I want it to be black. I could paint back at it after, but I already have black as my background color, so I'm going to tell it to have that as its color, and now it is black and covering the other one. Now I'm going to turn it into a screen, and a screen is cool because anything that's black lets you see through it, whereas anything that's white doesn't. It's a good way to preserve the picture behind, and it's hard to explain. Anyway, it's useful to know how to make a screen. It'll shows some things through, but not all. Okay, now I need to make the white thing that I want to turn into the lightsaber, and I'm just going, there's a few different ways to make a white shape on your page. I'm just going to use the paintbrush because I find that easiest. Check the size is okay, maybe slightly too thick. Make my paintbrush a wee bit smaller, that'll do, and then draw myself a halo. I suppose I want it to look like it's going. That's a bit tricky. Don't worry too much about being perfect. It's just a tutorial. You can make your one perfect though. Okay, so now I have my little halo on its own layer. Now I need to duplicate that layer, and you can do that by selecting it and then clicking duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. We want it a few different times. Now the bottom one we're going to leave as it is. The next one we're going to blur up a bit, and we go filters, blur, Gaussian blur or Gaussian, I have no idea how to say it. Often when you do this, you get a little preview, but it's not on your shape. So use the little plus, you drag it so your shape is showing, and then you let go. Now mine's already on quite a high blur because I've been mucking around with it. It normally would default to quite a low blur. I'm going to make it so it looks slightly blurry, but not too much. Depends on the resolution of your picture, what number, how blurry you need it to go to make any difference. And then I'm going to go OK, and it did make it ever so slightly more fuzzy. Next layer upwards, working our way up, same again, but this time still Gaussian blur. This time I'm going to fuzzy it up a bit more. Some people suggest doubling whatever amount of blur you had last time. I feel like that might be too much, but I'll give it a go, see how it looks. Oh, yep, that's looking pretty glowy. This is what gives it the glow effect. And the last one I will crank up quite a lot. So we're on 24, maybe 4. Oh, yeah, nice. Okay, super glowy. Now we need to merge these layers back down to make them into one. Right click, merge down, and it keeps stopping being a screen, so I'm just going to keep turning it back into a screen. I'm not sure if you can do that, wait till the end to do that or not, but I'm doing it as I go just because it makes me feel happy to do that. Merge down and turn it back into a screen. Okay, so now I have a fuzzy lightsaber halo. I am going to attempt to smudge those edges a bit because they're meant to look like they're getting skinny at the end and going behind my head, and make my smudge tool kind of little. And it's not really helping. You can be more careful than me. I'm just rushing through this so I don't put my audience to sleep. Okay, it's meant to look like it's going, oops, around behind my head. Okay, now you can fiddle with the colors, so make sure you're on the layer that your halo is on and grab your colors. There is no trick to this, there is no right way of doing it. I tend to just experiment. Make sure you can see it and that you've got the preview turned on. Try all 3 different shadows, midtone, highlights, and with each one sort of drag the little draggy things, and it will probably do different things when you're on shadow or midtones. I've never figured out a foolproof way of doing this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and I haven't figured out what's going on with that, but it does. I think I don't like what I just did, but anyway, You can fiddle with the colours yourself because that's half the fun of it. I do believe that is all. The last thing you would need to do is make sure you save the picture that you've just been editing. Don't save it over the top of your original picture. That would just be foolish. Give it a name. Light sabre. I have never worked out if it's BER or BRE. I suspect it depends if you're thinking in UK spelling or American spelling. So I've saved my picture, and then, oh come on, then my laptop thinks about it for half an hour. Then you need to export it, and you are done. The end.